it's Madison Chase. It's yes or no. It's your entertainment source or news option. And today I'm excited because I'm talking to the incredible director extraordinaire from Chicago, Carl H. Seaton. Now, we're talking about TV1's Bad Dad Rehab. And I want you to tell me how this project came about, because the stories are always interesting to me. Like, this is the stuff I'd like to know, other than the end product, because I know there's always a story before you actually get to the final product. So what's that story like?
There's a film festival called American Black Film Festival.
Mm-hmm.
It was in New York last year, but it was in Miami this year. And every year, TV1 has a screenplay competition where you can submit your script,
Mm-hmm.
and the winner, they make that script into a film. Last year, a script by the name of Deadbeat Dad Rehab won the competition. And so after that, I met with the head of original programming, Karen Peterkin. She gave me a script to read, and asked my thoughts on it, and then a couple months later, I pitched my vision on how I would make this film, and that's how I got the job. And then we shot the film this year in March and April, and here it is. So now it's
Here it
out.
is.
Here it is. Yes, that there's a creative process where things modify, they get revised and improved and so forth. So producers come along, then the locations are set, the cast is put together, the crew is put together, then it's edited, it's shot, then it's edited, and then it's presented out to the masses tomorrow night, July 3rd, 7 p.m., 6 Central.
6 Central, 7 p.m. TV1. Check
TV1.
your local listings for
Yes.
that.
That's Dad Rehab. The name was changed to Bad Dad Rehab. Yes.
I like that they changed the name instead of the Deadbeat.
Oh,
yeah.
God, yes. Yes. That was a unanimous opinion shared by myself and several others. The title was definitely not, I've never been a fan of the title in that regard, because it's off-putting, and the movie's not really about that. It's not a negative connotation, because it goes a lot deeper than just that term.
And I'm glad you said that, because I watched the panel discussion that they actually had for American Black Film Festival on YouTube for TV1. And the thing that I guess she put something out on Facebook, like trying to understand, people's stories who either had absent fathers, and she got a lot of different stories. So I do know Robert Richard, his character actually came from one of those things. So let's talk about, in our community, sometimes that's a stereotype that we often hear, that men of color are not present for their kids, and most, because I know for me that's true, and I do have friends who grew up with their fathers, but that's kind of, I'm not going to say it's an anomaly, but it's something that I don't see very often, and for me, I didn't grow up with that. So in this film, is there a resolution? And actually, when I watched that footage from TV1, I saw that each of the actors, like Robert Riley, had like an emotional response to, the film and the project and the writing. So as a director, what did you want? What story did you want to tell?
Well, first of all, what drew me to the project was the universal component of the story. Well, we may not all have children, but we all have parents.
Mm-hmm.
So it makes you reflect on how you were raised, if they were in your life and so forth. So my goal with this was to make a film unbiasedly for men, so that men can see themselves in this story, or see somebody they were or would want to be. And because I know, because this concept of fatherhood is such a bigger issue, and you see how it affects men and women throughout their lives, and as they get older, how it affects their relationships with their kids, their relationships with as they date, and all that is connected.
Yeah.
So I want to tell a story that was definitely in the realm of authenticity, so that people could relate to these men, could see these men, see these women, and say, you know what, that's me where I used to be, or that's me where I'm going to be, and that's where I want to be, and so forth. So I want to make it universal in that regard, and like I said, really want to kind of play up the level of authenticity of the characters, so that the audience can identify with them.
Mm-hmm.
So, and then also, and to me, my main message, the theme is Daddy's got a dad. That's the thing.
Mm-hmm.
And that means a little everything. And most importantly, means it never stops. And you live happily ever after. You constantly, when you're a parent, you're always a parent. There's no vacation. There's no breaks. There's no holiday. You a parent, and people say, "Well, I gotta do this stuff till they're 18." No, man. I mean, when your kid is 18, it gets even more complicated.
Yeah.
So, you're a parent literally until you die.
Mm-hmm.
So, I really want to convey that message that once you take on this lifelong choice of being a parent, it never stops. And also to go back, it is sadly it is commonplace in our community for men not to be present in their children's lives. That goes back to
Slavery.
Slavery.
Yeah.
It was first of all the black family was ripped apart just as property. I can make money off this man if I sell him here. I can take the mom and the kids and sell them there and so forth. And it was encouraged for the men to breed as much as possible, to produce offspring, to work. They were property, so they were employees basically. And then once you fast forward past slavery, you get into the 1900s. Aspects of welfare and state subsidizing was put in place where if you wanted that subsidizing, you couldn't have a male presence even in the house. So the culture was cultivated to keep men from being in that house. And you need a man and a woman to raise a child.
Yes.
I mean, and sisters have been holding the family unit down as best they can, and they have been doing a phenomenal job. But the man's presence is required from a healthy viewpoint. So, now, fortunately, when I was growing up, most of my friends, we all had our parents. And I'm not saying growing up with both your parents is always a great thing. Because there's some dysfunction in that situation as well.
Yeah.
But just having a man around to show boys certain things is important. And because, and I put this in the film as well, if you don't have a father figure, you will find a father figure somewhere.
Yep.
It's gonna, and that's why the gang culture, the drug culture, deviant behavior, you got hormones, ranging things like that. All that can become a perfect storm for the wrong person who doesn't have the right influence and the right foundation of self-awareness, self-worth, and value, so that as they maneuver through the through society. So yeah, so that's why it's so vital, and that's why it spoke to me, because I said, this is much bigger than me.
Yeah.
It can really help. Not just change people or not just affect people, but my main goal is when this film goes off, that whoever's watching this film will turn to the person they're watching it with and have a conversation.
Yeah.
Yeah. I experienced that with my very first film. Was called 1 Week, and it dealt with
it was amazing. Was it at APFF when it used to be in Acapulco, right? Because it used to be in Acapulco. That's when I first met Hill Harper. But yes, amazing, groundbreaking film that you did. You want to talk about that 1 week?
Well, yeah, real quickly, I just want to say that, when it came out, it launched discussions as well. And the main thing, like I said, movies are supposed to move you or touch you in some way. And if it can affect somebody to take change or take action, then I've done my job. And that's what I really want to do. I really want to make soulful films that move people, that inspire them to take action. And so if someone can watch this film and say, you know what, that's a movie, my kid is right here and this is real life, let this movie reminds me how special my child is. Or this movie reminds me how special my father is. This movie reminds me how special my mom is, because it's all we have.
Yeah.
So if it can help, improve, life and people's perspectives, that's definitely part of my agenda. I'm all about telling stories that reveal the complexities and sensitivities of men of color primarily, because women are more in tune and more aligned with their sensitivities and know how to express themselves, but society, especially for men of color, we're not really given the platform to emote, to be sensitive, to be open, to be honest. So, and because of that, you have men that medicate through vices, through violence, and so forth. So if we can find a place where men can comfortably express themselves, it would alleviate a whole lot of stuff.
Yes.
So I'm hoping this film can serve as a catalyst for that. That's the main thing. I really hope it's going to have people talking about it, saying, my brother needs to see this film, my father, my uncle, my cousin, and so forth, so that people can see this film and realize it's never too late to be somebody else. Because
that's one of my favorite quotes. I put it on my Instagram page. It's never too late to be what you might have been. So, yeah, that's one of my favorite quotes. But speaking of that, when I watched the TV1 panel discussion, we saw two different men with two very emotional stories and how they responded to this project. And so, how did you work with that as a director? Because you had Malik Yoba,
Robert Riley, Robert Richard, Wesley Jonathan, and Rick Gonzalez were the primary men in the film. But it's also, you know, I got some phenomenal women in the film as well.
Okay.
So
I saw Keena Ferguson, and I think she's amazing. So I saw Keena Ferguson,
Christy Ferris, Naira Torres, Zoe Renee. I have a phenomenal cast, and I shot the film in 15 days, and we really got in. We did a lot of great work, and I'm really proud of the performances they came. And because we didn't have a lot of time to prepare, it was really about them responding to the material initially, and then us having conversations. And what I did as a director is I have multiple jobs. But my main job is to tell a great story. Number two, to protect them in terms of their integrity and their performance. So I said, I'm not going to let you give a poor performance. That's my main goal. So with that level of honesty and that level of comfort, saying, yo, I got you. If we get off the track, I'm going to put you back on the track. I'm not just going to let you go off on tangents. I'm going to keep it all right here. Because in my mind, I had a certain way. I want all these men to be authentically portrayed. And all these brothers, they got it because each one had a different
story. Yeah.
They all have different stories. And each one I approached differently, And I was able to communicate that with them effectively. And like I said, all these men, and most of my cast are all beastie actors. They're all very talented. So you don't really have to hold their hand. Right. You don't have to kind of, prod and push. They're bringing so much already. I'm just, adjusting here and modifying this, and then we're rocking and rolling. So having that luxury of having phenomenal actors was a godsend. It allowed us to move as fast as we moved to get so much done in such a timely manner.
I love it. I definitely think you have accomplished just watching the trailer for the film. I feel like it's definitely a groundbreaking film, and I feel like it's going to have at least some healthy conversations. And I think that's one thing we don't do. We don't have enough conversations and feel comfortable in a place where we can have real conversations. And I think sometimes when you have films that have kind of a stereotype that's not so positive, people feel like you're insulting them and saying that this is you. But this film feels like it has a resolution based on what I saw in the panel discussion. So you said you want people to walk away with having a conversation. What else would you like for them to walk away with after they see this film?
This film takes you on these four men's journey. And I mean, even when I first pitched my vision to the network, I saw it before and I said, I'm making this movie specifically for men. Women will watch something like this, but I'm making this for the brothers. I want the brothers to see this, to see these men's journeys, to identify with these men, and let them know that it is okay to feel.
Yeah.
Society doesn't let us feel. We always are taught to suppress our feelings.
Yep.
Man up, be a man, tough it out. And by doing that, and in some cases you should man up, tough it out, and so forth. But there's some cases when you have to be vulnerable. You have to show your level of sensitivity, your feelings, and your emotional landscape. And by doing a film that really taps into the emotional core of men in a way that is manly. It's not like it's not. They're not being emasculated in any way.
Good.
They're not robbed of their manhood. But it's some real man stuff.
Yeah.
And we've had some screenings now because I've been working on it. So we didn't really know how the audience would respond to it until Miami. And it was really good to see the audience respond to it. But the next day we had a community screening like in the hood in Dade County. And to see these women and these men be affected by it the way they were affected by it, I knew we really had something special. Because we don't really have a lot of films that allow us to be us.
Yes.
Feeding into a stereotype of, well, I gotta be tough. I gotta be this big black hardcore dude.
Right.
And you don't always have to be that.
Yeah.
Because we all aren't that.
Exactly.
You're not always that guy.
Yeah.
So, so this film is specifically for men. And I'm hoping, if anything, it can affect change and healing. because we carry wounds around for so long,
Oh,
forget we have them.
yeah, absolutely. Now, starting the conversation, tomorrow, July 3rd, this is going to premiere on TV1.
Yeah.
So, are we going to be tweeting live? And
I will be live tweeting. TV
okay,
won't be live tweeting. Malik Yoba's live tweeting. Wesley Johnson's live tweeting. Robert Richard, Rob Riley. We're all going to be live tweeting simultaneously.
good.
And
Okay.
I'll let you know. I will be dropping some serious gems.
So, Carl,
Yes.
we're going to be live tweeting. Instagram, I saw it on your Instagram page. And what else?
My Instagram is I am Seaton.
I am Seaton. So C
EETONE.
Okay, gotcha. So everybody that's in the film, their hashtags, all their social media, so that we could really start a conversation, because that's really what it's your entertainment source and news option is all about, is starting healthy conversations. And I think this is a great platform. So I want to know what's next for you, because I feel like all your projects are like groundbreaking. Like, I feel like you're the guy, like you're telling soulful stories, and you're telling a story that needs to be told that we don't often see for ourselves. So thank you. And I want to know what's next for you.
Well, I'm also a writer as well. So I have a script that I've been working on that I'm trying to get going as well. That one, and there are a couple of projects I can't really speak on because they haven't been solidified yet, and I've learned not to speak on things until they are solidified. So
okay.
A couple of things are moving for me because people have been responding to the film, so that it's good to be buzzed about. It's good to have your name in conversation. So I'm trying to really latch on to the next right project. So you go through your highs and your lows in this industry. You also figure out the stories that matter to you the most.
Yes.
Because it's hard work across the board. So you're gonna work hard. You really want to work hard for something that's worth working hard for.
And so congratulations. Thank you for chatting with me. I know we had a little technical difficulty.
Hey, we worked through it though.
We worked through it. So I will definitely I'll be tweeting live tomorrow too. I can't wait to see your film. So congratulations, and thank you TV1 and ABFF. So
wait, one more. I got one more question. One more request.
One more request. What's your request?
Let me see your bicep. Go ahead, flex it. Come on. Bam!
You are silly, Carl. Let me see your bicep. Let me see.
What?
Let me see your bicep. Let me see.
Oh, I can't go after you. I should put it first. I'm not following up with that. No.
You're so funny. Thank you, Carl. I so appreciate your time, and I'll see you soon. I'll see you tomorrow on Twitter.
Yes, I'll be on tomorrow on Twitter, live tweeting at 6 Central. Bad Day Rehab.
6 Central. TV1.
TV1.
Yes.
Yes. All right, girl. Bye.
Bye-bye.